For over 30 years, I literally thought I knew what thinking clearly was. I mean, at the surface, I had 20 years of education, bachelor's, master's. I was even going for PhD. And people at the surface thought, man, this guy, he has a lot of great ideas and he has all this potential. But then when I was alone with myself, I knew. I knew all those thoughts in my head were just scrambled. And there was obviously something stopping me between this assessment, all these dreams and visions and ideas that I had and intentions that I had. I mean, I was watching all those videos and having literally all those thoughts in my head. But somehow, the execution, I knew that I wasn't executing the way I needed to do it. I knew I needed to take it one step at a time. I knew I needed to do this, and that, work on my budget, work on my relationships, work on my body, but I will always fall short. And what we don't realize is thinking clearly, the skill of thinking clearly, is actually impacting every single thing in our lives. The book Think and Grow Rich talks about how it impacts finance, but thinking clearly also impacts your relationship. It impacts your relationship with yourself. It impacts your health, your wealth. If you could actually turn the very thought that you have into actual actions again and again and again, I am sure you would be in a better place because I know that 80% of the things you know you need to do will actually lead you towards solving your situation. So in today's video, I really want to tell you the things that really allow me to completely transform my life on the skill of thinking clearly. I mean, in my 30s, I'm now feeling like I'm born again just through this skill. And I'll tell you, the best way for me to summarize it is to make room and expand. One thing we don't realize is how much we're literally putting ourselves into a box by actually having this confirmation and consistency bias. Our thinking that we have this identity, that we have this personality, that we have this thing, that this is what we do, and that's what we got to keep doing. We have no idea how that is literally the biggest rock standing between us and thinking clearly. Because all the things that are happening in your life right now, you're watching them through this lens, through these glasses. The words that you use, the perspectives that you have, literally affect how you go from the moment you establish a vision to the moment you respond and react and execute. So that right there is something that I didn't realize, but I never actually worked on that. And the first thing in doing this was actually to articulate it, to actually gain awareness about my inability to actually go out there and challenge myself to dare to be uncomfortable, to dare to view viewpoints that were not the viewpoints that I knew, to actually watch videos that in my past I would say, this is a waste of time, this is garbage, this is a scam, to actually listen to people that subconsciously I was judging, either because they had less achievement than me or they had a different perspective than me. I didn't realize that literally my idea of who I thought I was and what I thought I knew was literally the biggest rock that I had stopping me from making room for growth, from making room to actually have a clear mind. So the first step was to actually gain awareness. So how did I do that? Well, as Blaise Pascal said, humanity's problem stems from a man's inability to sit in a room quietly alone. And I paraphrase, we have no idea how spending time with ourselves is one of the most powerful things that we can ever do. The problem is, like I was having this problem literally for a long time, we somehow think that we have to keep doing things, get busy. What we don't realize is that to actually be our best self, as Benjamin Franklin said, if you give me 6 hours to cut a tree, I'll spend the first 4 sharpening my axe. We don't realize how connecting with ourselves and doing the development work is, in a lot of times, most of the time, more important than the actual moment where the lights are shining bright and we're showing out. As all the athletes know, the game, the trophies are won behind closed doors. The trophy of your life, the moments where people are going to praise you, the moment where you're going to be the great person that you want to be, is built in the moments between you and yourself, the billions of victories that nobody will ever see but you. For me, I dared to go in the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I made it 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't care what anybody thinks of me, which goes back again to this idea of who I thought I was and this identity that I need to maintain, to not look like a fool, to try to fit in and do what everybody else was doing. And I dared to put myself in a situation and do what I needed to do so that I could spend time with my thoughts and gain awareness of the very limiting beliefs that I had, and to say it to myself harshly, telling myself the truth that yes, I am scared of what people think of me. Yes, I always try to compare myself, trying to make myself better than others. Yes, I am acting like I know what I'm doing when I actually don't. Yes, I have not gone out there and explored, discovered, learned. Yes, I have so much more to do. Yes, I have not executed the way I wanted to. To have this level of accountability and ownership is paramount to gain the awareness to clear your mind and make room for growth. The other day, I was growing some new plants ahead of the summer, actually a year ago. And that was a great story of how it represents how we need to make room for growth. Because when we plant the seeds for the garden of our future, we need to first clear out the space. We need to first dig the hole, remove the stones, allow for the roots to have room to grow. And what we don't do in our lives is we don't take the time to unlearn, to actually challenge the very things that we think are so established. And what we end up doing is we end up having this imaginary jail, and we realize too late that we are the ones holding the keys to our own jail. And the saddest thing in life is to literally define yourself by a specific thing, saying you're an introvert, an extrovert, saying that no, this is not what you do, that you only do this, this is my lane. The truth is, you are literally stopping yourself from having the clearest mind you could ever have. And the clear mind starts with letting go of that and allowing the moment to make you present so that you can learn from anything and everything around you. Not from a place of not knowing what you want to do, but from a place of having this clear intention that your purpose is to go out there and explore and discover, to develop through this purpose, and to deploy everything that you have in that purpose, to trust the adventure, to trust the learning, and to approach every single thing in your life as just that. You have no idea of how this mindset can literally open up places within you that are currently filled with darkness. And now you'll see windows where before you saw walls, because now you are allowing yourself to actually view things that in the past you were having yourself of. You're able to meet people, experiencing things, saying yes to things that in the past you thought you were too good for or not good enough for. because you're not focused on trying to look a certain way, on trying to fit in as this type of personality anymore. All you do is you're present in the moment, and you're actually expanding your level of opportunities. What you don't realize is the opportunities that you have to execute are literally a function of you opening your eyes. It's not about going out there and spending more money on this class, on this program, and meeting all those people who have all those achievements. A lot of the things you're looking for are already right in front of you in your life story, in the people that are already in your life, in the books that you're not reading that you could get on Amazon right now for cheap, in the videos that you could watch for free that have been in your home feed for months and years, the piece of paper where you can write down your thoughts, the gym, the food, everything is out there for you. But are you going to allow yourself to expand your universe? For me, I used to think for a long time about how certain things are, no, that's too hippie. No, that's too deep. I don't have time for this right now. I have to work on my class. I have to work on my investments. I have to be a hustler. What I didn't realize is actually that spending time developing myself in the gym, writing things down, reading books on spirituality, on things that apply to philosophy and so forth, actually were the things that made me more powerful, more confident, more giving, more innovative, having more ideas, and having such a clear mind that I never thought I would have. You have no idea how taking a step away from the very thing that you think you are can actually connect you with who you actually are. You have no idea how your perception of you right now is actually just a tiny, tiny percent of what you can be. But you're not allowing yourself to get there because you're so focused on just trying to maintain this image, when in actuality, all the things are right there on the table for you to grab. You're more abundant than you can ever imagine, and everything is out there for you. My question is your willingness to go through it there? Are you going to do it? Are you going to come to terms with yourself that those ideas that you have in your mind, they matter, and that you've fallen short of all those great intentions that you've had for so long, and that the feeling that you have that's eating you, you need to put it on yourself to do what you need to do. And that starts with making room for that growth and expanding your universe and allowing yourself to grow through that. If I can do it, you can do it. You have no idea how you can transform your body, how you can transform your wealth, your relationships by having this clear mind. And which leads to my last point, which is about being present. Stop worrying about the what ifs, the why me's, what now? What do you need to do now? Why is this happening to me? What's going on with me? What if I did that? What if I had done this? Be present in the moment. Stop accepting every single negative thought that you have as a determination of who you are in your life. Allow yourself to commit to this process of learning, to view everything in your life as something that has something in store for you, to view everything that's gotten you here as something that you can squeeze a lesson from, and go out there and live your life, be in the present. You have no idea how limitless you can be. As always, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you're destined for greatness. Get busy living, not busy dying. Love.